Joaquin Guzmán was highlighted throughout the trial, from the heavily guarded courthouse to a jury that remained anonymous for their own safety. And this morning, there are questions about what's next for El Chapo, his family, and the cartel he created.
It's being called the end of a criminal empire after 6 days of deliberations, a federal jury finding the Mexican drug lord known as El Chapo guilty on all 10 counts. El Chapo, whose real name is Joaquin Guzmán, exchanged a nod and a thumbs up with his 29-year-old wife, Emma Coronel, before being led out of the courtroom. Defense attorney Jeffrey Lichtman, who called just one witness, vowing to appeal.
We fought like hell. We fought like complete savages and left it all on the battlefield for Joaquin Guzmán.
Authorities putting Guzmán's criminal career and the cartel he founded in sobering context.
Guzmán made billions pouring poison over our southern border. This conviction is a victory for every family who has lost a loved one to the black hole of addiction.
Newly released video shows Guzmán arriving in New York in 2017 to face charges. His first moments on American soil after years on the run. The 61-year-old looking glassy-eyed and appearing to wipe away a tear. And while the conviction brings some justice for the cartel's countless victims, authorities say taking down El Chapo won't end the cartel or the violence. Former DEA agent Drew Hogan, author of Hunting El Chapo, helped catch the drug kingpin in 2014.
We definitely dismantled his personal cartel, but the Sinaloa cartel is, of course, still operating.
Federal authorities are now looking to seize El Chapo's assets, but so far they've been unable to find any of his estimated $14 billion fortune. As for the place he'll likely spend the rest of his life, America's most secure prison, the ADX Florence in Colorado, a so-called Supermax prison, also known as the Alcatraz of the Rockies. Already home to some of the country's most notorious criminals, including the Unabomber, the shoe bomber, the underwear bomber, and those who carried out the bombings in Oklahoma City, the '96 Olympics, the '93 World Trade Center, and the Boston Marathon. The typical cell measuring only 7 by 12 feet with a 4-inch window. One former guard telling NBC News Guzmán's visitation rights likely to be revoked, his interaction with other prisoners limited. Far different from his former prisons in Mexico, where Guzmán was still able to run the cartel's operations and notoriously managed to escape twice. One incident actually caught on camera, his elaborate tunnel system out exposed.
He was in complete control in Mexico, but in the United States, not so much.
And Guzmán is expected to be sentenced to life in prison when he returns to court in June, since the U.S. agreed not to pursue the death penalty when extraditing him from Mexico. As for the jurors, Guy, they can identify themselves. The judge said, I don't think that's such a good idea.
Yeah.